How often do I use the internet? Only constantly. I can avoid doing important work for several days because I tell myself that I will start as soon as my Google Reader feed is down to 0, and it never ever is. It's like some kind of Greek punishment where it refills as soon as you're done. RSS is, the feed that tells you when a website is updated. So you can just put lots and lots of URLs of different websites that you care when they update or change, and then this one place that you go to on the internet tells you what all the internet is doing. So I follow a whole lot of blogs. Oh gosh, I follow a lot of comics mostly. I like webcomics. There are so many neat things on the internet that you can just spend forever looking at it, and quite often I do. I don't think it's that different than what people have been doing anyway, going around the water cooler and talking about whatever was on TV that night, only it's more interactive. It's like you can choose what was on TV that night because there's so much that you can just pick the things that you'll be interested in. I think there's a lot of self-education going on because of the internet. It just doesn't really line up with turning things in on time for classes that take place in real life. It's gotten to the point where I follow so many people on Twitter that it doesn't even count anymore because I can't force myself to care about that many people. So I have a smaller list that's just my friends, people I know from real life, and I click on that and I read theirs. And so really all the famous people and very smart bloggers and political people and comics people that I follow on Twitter and used to love, I just sort of let them fall by the wayside now. It's heartbreaking in some ways. I know my family had a really hard time letting me go to an out-of-state school, but I think the existence of Facebook and email and Skype is a big one for my family in particular. My dad is stationed out in Afghanistan right now, and I know that my dad and mom talk to each other on Skype every single day. I don't know, I think it's made it a lot easier for them to be able to see each other on the screen and, see that they're okay. And I Skype my parents pretty regularly, and, I see my living room at home and everyone's clustered around the webcam, and I don't know, it's kind of wonderful. When there's Facebook, my brother and sister are active on Facebook. My mom just got Facebook, so she's doing all the embarrassing mom things. In some ways, it's kind of more than I wanted to know. Like, I get to see just how deeply my aunt feels about this whole Tea Party protest thing, and how much she wants all of her friends to get involved, and kind of cringe-inducing. But in the same light, if they want to follow me on Facebook, they're kind of forced to see the things that I'm involved in. So they get their own back. Being on the internet is like living in a big city. It can be dangerous because it's full of people, and people sometimes do dangerous things, but you wouldn't necessarily tell someone not to live in a city because there could be dangerous people there. There's also plenty of other fun experiences that you never could have had without the existence of that city, and wonderful things you could see and people you could meet, and ways you can enjoy life. More and more with people on the internet, and especially people my age who've grown up with the internet, they see it as a way to express themselves and to meet others, and a place to create meaning. So I think that's always a positive, giving people more of an outlet and a place. So that's the internet for me.